And we're back to our Shadowrun Returns Deadman Switch campaign, and it's time to do some shopping. Now then she is free, the arm is still there. Nice decoration. In Shadowrunner circles the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones with needle and thread. In the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The safe house boasts a fully equipped medical suite, complete with shamanic fetishes. This is sixth world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely. If not for this spiritless spirit, perched on her shoulder like her own personal gargoyle. Look at that. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. Alright. Let's be very pleasant. And I suppose you were the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Thank you. It's a shame she wouldn't let me repair her face though. I agree. She notes you're eyeballing the facilities. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service med bay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrunner bar, after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. So, can I help you with anything? So, tell me more about trauma kits. Trauma kits are fully automated stabilization units that include a defibrillator, spray and synthetic skin, and medical nanomachines. They can save a runner's life if you move fast enough. So, if you're bleeding out, one of those can get you back on your feet? Exactly, but you have to be quick. This is Doc Wagon's own field tech, but even their stuff has its limits. So, I see shamanic fetishes. You're a shaman too? While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. So, what's on your shoulder? This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. Alright then, so let's see medical supplies. Okay, so we can get platinum trauma kits, that's the ones that we have. Gold trauma kits, so the platinum trauma kits restore 100% total health, very cool. Gold ones restore 50. Basic trauma kits restore 25. And then we have basic med kits which just restored, that's medkit 1, so these only restore 10 base. And ouch, this stuff is expensive. Even the basic med kit is 150. And trauma kits go from 400 up to 1000 per one. And right now we only have, well, 2700. I think we'll pass for now. Okay, let's see what cyberware do we have available. Okay, so here's the cyberware. That's our first encounter with cyberware, really. And I said that I'll talk a little bit about that. So, as you can see, we have different slots where we can install different cyberware, like DataJack, which we already have installed. You can have cyber legs, we have bone lacing for the body, we have dermal plating for the body, we have the eyes, cyber eyes, and we have cyber arms here. As you can see, this stuff is not cheap, and that's saying it mildly. So even for this stuff like eyes, which is probably we already have a data jack, the cheapest one. Eyes are 750, and that's a basic model. You can get better models later on. And it goes up from there up onto 2,000-3,000, which we really can't afford right now, which is fine. I don't necessarily want to go there. We'll just quickly see what they do. So cyber arms, replacement limbs that add HP. You can do 2 arms, so that's plus 12 HP potentially, but again, that's basic, so not as good as some later stuff. So the eyes, cyber eyes add plus 3% to hit, not huge number, but hey, any time to hit is good. Dermal plating is a body and adds plus 2 armor, that's pretty good, but also pretty expensive, and I'll mention in a moment the high essence cost. Bone lacing, again, even higher essence cost, and adds plus 1 to body, which is very nice. So that's plus 10 HP right there. Legs add HP directly, and quickness, which is also very good because that also impacts your to hit with things like ranged weapons and whatnot. And the data jack again. So you see they all have different, in addition to the monetary costs in UN, you have essence cost. So essence is basically your life force in a way. And everyone who is completely not augmented starts with 6 in essence, and anytime you install any cyberware, that costs some essence, so that gets reduced. So right now we have actually installed the data jack, which costs 0.5. So that means our current essence is 5.5, so 6 minus 0.5. And actually for all other purposes, it rounds down, so actually our current essence is considered to be 5. So if we actually find something for another 0.5, we'll just get down to exactly 5, so our current essence will not change, it will stay at 5. And there are different ways how it can, we don't really need to talk too much about that, but basically once you spend the essence, so the current essence is always the lowest it has ever been. So for instance, if at one point in time we went down to 3, even if later on we replaced the implants with the ones that cost less essence, our current essence will never go above 3 again. So once you take out particular essence value, it never comes back into the current essence. So you have to be careful when installing implants in general because of that. But what does it impact? Well, it does impact magic, casting, basically all kinds of casting abilities in terms of number of spells, cooldowns, and so on and so forth. So if your character does not do any casting, like maybe a straight on straight samurai, then you don't really need to worry too much about that. You can go, outside of the regular new in costs, you can just go nuts and get it be fully cyborg high on implants. But if you do any kind of casting or any other abilities like that, you actually want to either go completely non-augmented or do it very, very limited, just for a couple of things that are very cheap, such as maybe data jack. If you're playing, let's say, Decker mage build, you still need to have a data jack, and you can get something else for another 0.5 because that would be free. As I said, once you get data jack, you already have your current essence down to 5, even though it's actually 5.5, but you probably don't want to go any lower than that. We're playing a decker who is genuinely not casting, even though we have a few shaman spells out there. So for our characters, augmentation is genuinely not a big deal. The money is a concern. I probably am not planning to do super heavy augmentation. We'll see how monies are gonna go. I'm not as concerned about the essence for this build. I definitely plan to pick up some better eyes, cyber eyes, because that's 2 hit chance, and we can squeeze it into the existing essence. For everything else, we'll have to see. I'm definitely not picking up any basic ones that I'll have to replace later on, because A, it's money, B, it's essence, and neither of those I can really afford right now. So, long story short, for now I'm not picking up anything here, so... But it's good to know what we have. That ability. Can she heal us? Well... You don't look like you're bleeding, so I assume you want to see my current inventory of cyberware and medkits. So I assume if somehow we will be injured, or anything like that, she would be able to heal us up. That's very important to know. Alright, so let's see who else is out here. Alright, so we have some... what looks like merchants. Alright, so let's start with David Fry. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this technobit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists. And if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer or anything gear you need? Well, we should know that, but what's a deck? You jack into the Matrix, or in the context of a run, when you jack into the local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower of your base Matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it will hurt. So... oh, interesting, why it's... yeah, the option dialog didn't go away. Okay, what's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs to attack and defense at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of these programs. So basically, programs are spells for deckers. So just like the regular casting spells are for mages, conjuring and summoning spells are for shamans. For deckers, they have programs that obviously only work in the Matrix while you're decked in. So what's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this one? Oh, and here's our buddy Johnny Clean. So sounds like he was not just a janitor after all. Sure, when you infiltrate a facility on a run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you're all alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program, which, when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. So basically, ESPs allow you to create a team, or a temporary team, I guess, in the Matrix. So what do we have for sale? Alright, let's see what we... oh, we've got a new deck. Well, we're a decker, we are gonna buy it. So let's just look at here. Okay, we have cyber decks, so that's our current one. So the upgraded version has 4 versus 3 programs, 2 ASPs that we are not going to be using. Has evasion of 2, I suppose that's sort of armor. Well, not actually armor, but yeah, it's evasion. It has higher IP, which is effectively HP, and it has 3 action points. Well, that is very useful, probably. We haven't had it yet. Any metrics encounters, but yeah, I think it's probably coming. And we can probably sell, we don't need to have 2 decks, so we can sell the other one. Alright, so we've got a new cyber deck. What about consumables? Yeah, we don't want the consumables at 500 for ESPs that we have no skills for. So we'll try to do a solo for the metrics runs. And now we have programs. Well, that's actually a lot of stuff. And you know that? We'll buy a lot of them. Maybe not everything, so it does -1 AP to a single target, and it's expensive with a cooldown. So this one, yeah, I'm not so keen on that if we're doing solo. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's overtime, so I'll skip on that for now. Reduces alarm state by 4. Okay, that might be useful. Let's see, Blaster. An area effect matrix attack that deals -50 IP damage to IC. That's basically AIs in the matrix. Countermeasure programs and deckers. It has 1 IP cast. Cooldown of 2. It has damage of 50 and it has AoE. Yeah, we want that. That's basically looks like a fireball in the matrix. Okay, then we have Degrade. Hostile target will take 25 additional damage from incoming attacks for 3 rounds. Has only 1 AP and has 0 cooldown. Okay, I like 0 cooldowns. Alright, what else do we have? Erosion. So, erodes integrity points of IC. Does -50 IP and with ongoing 25 IP for 2 rounds. So it's potentially up to 100 damage over 2 or 3 rounds, and it has a cooldown of 2. Okay, let's put it on the list. We'll see how much money do we have. Firewall, 1 AP and 1 cooldown. Creates 4 squares of firewall that causes 25 IP when moving through it. Okay, that might be a nice control of the area. That might be useful. Killer. These are all level 1s, so we'll probably get better versions later on. AP1, cooldown 1, a powerful attack program directed at 1 target doing 75 IP damage. Okay, so that looks like a basic, well, not fireball, but basic magic damage, or in this case, decking damage. Medic, AP1, cooldown 3. Tells yourself a friendly target for 40 IP. Yeah, we'll need to get some kind of medic, probably. Okay, shield level 1. Incoming damage from attacks is reduced by 15 for 4 rounds. Maybe? It has no cooldowns, have 1 AP, and it lasts for 4 rounds. That might be useful. So let's pick it up. Slow, IP1, cooldown 3, reduced AP of target by 1 for 2 rounds. Yeah, I'm not super keen on that. For 2 rounds, 1 IP and cooldown 3. We want it now. I'll pass on that for now. Sniffer, increase your chance to hit versus enemy IC and deckers by 15% for 3 rounds. No cooldowns, but costs 1 AP. Maybe? Well, in the metrics, we really... Again, as I said, if we're going to be doing solo, we're not going to be increasing the... Yeah, the chance to hit by anybody else but ourselves. So might not be worth it. So we already kind of stocked up quite a bit, so maybe we'll keep it for now. Remember, we only have in our current deck that we are buying Where is this? Yeah, we can only take 4 programs with us on a particular run, so even though we bought quite a few, we'll have to pick just 4 when we actually go into matrix. So, and let's try to sell. Can we? Yes, we can. Okay, so we can sell the Sonya cyber deck. Don't want to sell anything else. And yeah, let's buy all of this stuff. Confirm. Alright, so we have a Dracocraftwork cyber deck equipped. We've got a ton of programs. And I think we're all good for this merchant. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me also introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend Johnny Clean. So he came clean. On the same overalls what you saw him upstairs. Down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. Get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. So, how is decking used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally, a run will have the option or the requirement to go into the local metrics LAN of the facility you're infiltrating in order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. So why are you dressed as a janitor? Oh, did I stand out upstairs? No. Janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the metrics runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. So is that true that you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Well, let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade, and he's been smart enough not to tell me. So he's sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best to let the subject drop. So see you guys around. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Be careful out there, okay. Okay, nothing there. Alright, let's see what this guy has. Theodore Buster Grubberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with a precision that suggests the straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusks protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in his picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful. He talks almost exclusively in numbers. Calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and, of course, price. Bunker Buster Gruberman, at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? So, what exactly do you sell here? I think I got the idea. Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes. Oh, I like things that go bang in all shapes and sizes. Plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCIS military spec or your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs, and upgrades, if you so desire. And if that wasn't enough, I also teach a safety and instructional course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. So what can I get you? So let's take a look what you've got. Alright, that's our weapons guy now, alright. What about consumables? So we have frag grenades, concussion grenades, that's basically takes AP damage. As I said, none of those are super useful for our characters specifically, simply because, well, we only can drop grenades on ourselves. However, smoke grenade, oh, now that is useful probably. So it has no damage, it has AoE, and it creates smoke that reduces to hit by 15%. Lasts for 3 rounds. So the question is, does it reduce our chance to hit as well? Sorry, the question is, whatever AoE that smoke grenade creates reduces chance to hit of the people inside the cloud or the people trying to hit people inside the cloud. So let's pick them up. Let's do a couple. So then the question is, if we drop it into ourselves and we sit in the cloud of smoke, would it be good for us, as in other people would be unable to hit us as effectively and we would be fine, or we will be unable to hit anybody properly? That would be bad. So we have medkits 1 here as well for the same 10 HP and 150. We have drone repair kits, which we don't need because we're not playing a rigger. Again, we don't have any drones because we're not doing a rigger. So what do we have for weapons? Okay, we have a couple of pistols. These are low grade. A couple of SMGs. Alright. Couple of shotguns. And we have a couple of assault rifles. We own one. And there's another one which is almost the same, except it has higher magazine capacity. And there are a couple of melee weapons, which are terrible, well, also cheap, but we don't do close combat, so that's okay. But look at the prices for assault rifles, ouch. So much more expensive than everything else. And you know that I'm gonna pick that up. And the reason why I get another assault rifle, even though it's basically the same thing, is I do have an extra slot for a weapon. So I have 3 slots right now. One is a deck, another one is my AK-97, and I can actually put another assault rifle right in there. And that means I don't need to reload, if that comes to that, as often. Basically, I can use both assault rifle magazines before I need to reload, really, which might come in handy. So let's pick up that. And right now we don't have anyone else in our party, so we're not buying anything for them. So let's confirm. And as you can see, we have 2 slots of 2 assault rifles and a deck. And I think we're done here. Oops. Exit. Nothing right now. Okay, so that's the guy. I think that's the same guy who sells outfits, yes. Change the clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will help you keep you on the right side of the ground. Take a look. Okay, let's see what he has. Looks like it's the same thing. Again, there's no reason for us to buy any of this except for the, well, pictures. But I don't want this one. We may consider a black hat. That's +1 intelligence. This one, +1 charisma. Both have +2 armor. Actually, this one for +1 intelligence and 3 armor. This one is not bad, though we're probably not big on dodge. I mean, we have 0 dodge, or 1 dodge, and +1 probably won't give much. But this one is interesting. I mean, we can't afford it right now, but it's 4 armor. And that's the highest armor what we can do. Right now we have just 1 armor. So that might be interesting. +3 HP, which is not a lot, but hey, any HP is good. So I'm strongly considering some kind of outfit, but we'll need more money. Which we might be able to get. So, okay. What about this guy? Algernon. Past the bar, the edges of the safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space while his body handles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young human, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon Half-Dream. To ease your way through the 6th world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spirits. Let's see what you have, even though it's unlikely to be anything we can use. So weapons, powerbolt somehow counts as weapon, but spell castings, that's a lot of spells, they're not cheap. And again, we're not doing any of those, that's alright. But hopefully we'll get a mage eventually, at least 1, and that would be useful. So how about conjuring? That we can do, very limited, so we can do haste, we can already have that. We can do slow, no, not interested really. Because remember that this one will require to hit, and in all likelihood we're gonna be missing all of that because we have really like no skills in conjuring. Silence, not super useful. Okay, this one's already required 2 and 3 in conjuring, which we're not going to be doing. Chi casting, that's for physical adapts, we're not doing that. Ouch. I have some stuff, but you can go with chi casting 10, wow. How about consumables? No, nothing for us. Okay, that's fine, so probably, and we met all the black market vendors. Alright. So it sounds like we are done here for now, even though I would prefer to, if we get more money, before we go on the next run, to pick up a different outfit. Okay, so we are back to the upper union, and alright, here's another dude. Yeah, that's a Mr. Delilah. Let's have a chat. Mr. Delilah looks small and tough, with an untraceable shotty on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. I don't know how it's... well, it's untraceable, it doesn't say invisible, because I can definitely see that. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah? We have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We are with Coyote. She is indisposed at the moment. The mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late, and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Well, she's getting stitched up. No kidding. Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So, who are you two? Well, guys who got your goods. What difference does it make? It don't make no difference to me. Where's the stones? Alright, so we can give him the stones, we can hold back the best stone and give him the rest, hold back the pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest. Okay, so again, that wasn't our run, so who knows what was in there? Who knows what's supposed to be in there, so let's just pick the good stuff. Again, I don't know what the best stone, I assume this one has some importance. So let's try to hold it back and give him the rest, because yeah, we don't know any better. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope in his eye. Moving quickly through what appears to be the most valuable stones, he stops when he can't find what he is looking for. He glares at you, furious, and throws the rest of the gems in your face. It's not here. Well, the dude has an attitude problem. We got him some stuff, which we are actually not even supposed to. We weren't working for him. We are still not working for him, by the way. So what? Let me explain the way the world works to you. I hire someone to do a job, they do it. Then they get paid and we part happy. Now, you have something that I paid Coyote to get for me. That makes it mine. So you give me the pebble and we won't make any more work for Johnny Clean. I would strongly disagree with this dude. He paid Coyote, not us. For all we care, it could be still with what was his name? Stevie J up there, so he can perfectly go and retrieve it himself. But I guess we like Coyote, so let's not try to be a big scene out of that. Okay, maybe if you told me more about the pebble, it might jog my memory. I'm smart enough not to ask my clients why they want what they want. I just arrange for them to get it. Now hand it over. That's too bad. I mean, there are no real conversation options to actually not do that, because I would totally not hand it over. But okay. Let's hand it over. Coyote may not have told you, but the penalty for being late with the delivery was no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the gems I threw in your damn face. I do not like this guy. I don't. But hey, the gems are the gems. So Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in, smiles to himself. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. I don't like him. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. One grass. Follow me. Alright. We're done for now. Buzz. Okay. And here is our favorite dwarf right here. One grass is fiddling with his saber eye while noodling on his PDA. You're back. Still busy. What's your story? Oh, and now we have our one of the skill checks that we actually hit. Charisma 3. Well, I can see you're a busy man. That's right, and... So, I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. Rare stones, huh? Let's see those rare stones. You hear the service in one grass cyber eye whir as magnifying lens slip into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds. Maybe less. Huh. Where do you get this drag? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for them. Alright, 1,000 is not bad for a gumball. And let's see. And we have a little... Oh, okay, strength 6, definitely not for us. I still haven't got the charisma to 5. But we have academic etiquette. Okay, so let's try to do that. Did the software in your hood appraise the value of the stones? Could be. Well, then we both know that the International Gemological Institute will set the price far higher than your offer. It will take time for you to get top nuyen for it. Let's call it 2,000. Alright, you know that 2,000 is almost all the money we came in here with, so that sounds pretty good for me now. So we've got a deal. Done. Give me your cred stick. Alright, and we can't do anything here, but you know that. Let's quickly go back and get us a better armor. And I think I'll go with the Elepank. It's the highest armor we have here. So again, another one I would consider the tourists. It's cheaper, it's 1 armor less. It gets me 1 intelligence, which probably not gonna do much for me in the regular play, but it will help in the metrics. Extra charisma probably not gonna do much for me at the time. Certainly not in the combat situation. Willpower, no. +1 intelligence. Again, like, well, if I want to do this one, I'd rather take this one. So, and the dodge 1, not sure about that. So let's go with the elephant. And you know, it has this whole cool tube. Steep, but for now we can afford it. Alright. And let's equip that. No, where is that? Right. I'm not gonna be selling it for now, the original one, just because, yeah, in case somebody else can use it. Has no armor whatsoever, clothing, we can maybe use it, I don't know. Again, it's not gonna give me much back, but now look at this now. Alright, badass. Confirm. Oops. Okay, and I think we are done here. Okay, let's see, we only have 1 karma left. We are done here with all the objectives, so I think it's time to head out. Nope, still nothing here. Let's It looks like Paco is here, but we can't interact with him. That's okay. We get some extra free stuff. No. Alright. And I'll make a cut here. And we'll head out of the Seamstresses Union after our extensive shopping experience here. And we'll see what happens next. So see you then.